Good morning, everyone. It's Lippy with Gemini Homestead. I come to you this morning. It's cold. I have the fireplace going. We had a little sleet this morning. Now it's a lot of rain. And I was sitting here by the fireplace with my cup of coffee, about to write in my journal. And I thought I would share this. There's many of you out there that at one time or another, or maybe today, maybe as I speak, is sitting on a crossroad. Crossroads doesn't necessarily mean to fear them. It simply means to stop and reflect. And some of you may not know exactly, is there a path to understanding a crossroad? Is there directions, on the internet to understand a crossroads? The answer is no. The answer is within here. So I took the time to jot something down, and I want to share with y'all how I journal crossroads. Crossroads can be something, a financial decision you need to make, to something as simple as an outfit that you need to wear for whatever occasion that it is. It's simply a crossroad. It's simply a pause. You pause and you make a decision. I'm just as guilty that I have been guilty of making decisions without thinking of the B step, meaning there's the situation in A, B is going to be the results. Sometimes if we back up and we just stop at the crossroads, we'll come to the best decision for that situation, regardless of how big and how small. But I'm not going to make it long. I did write a couple of little notes down. To make sense of things that's happened. That's that crossroad. To make sense of things that has happened. We can't make sense of tomorrow. We can make sense of yesterday, good or bad. Which leads me to, if you learned a lesson from yesterday, this is how I would look at it, because I wrote this down for tomorrow. To align future actions with reflected values and experiences. Meaning, did your decision for whatever situation that was work for you? I want to think most of the time that it does. But if we're going to be honest, some of the times it doesn't. We give it 100%. But we didn't stay at the crossroad long enough. You hear that fire going? I'm not going to make the video long. But maybe the way that I see crossroads can help someone that's watching this or one day watch this. But you think of a journal book, okay? You write your emotions, you write your feelings, and that may work for you. I write in my journal with a question. And I'm just going to plumb through a couple of them. Okay? A thought that just comes in my head. I write that question down. And I may not immediately go right then, but I think about that question. I always ask myself a question when I get up in the mornings. Whatever topic it may be, or whatever pops in my head. And as my day goes, I'll jot it on a note. If I don't have my book ready, I'll jot it inside my phone. Or if you're at a work computer all day, jot it down. Answer your own question. Then go back and put it in your journal. Or if you don't journal, just simply look back at your answer. Ask your own self the question and then answer it. Someone in the internet, your coworker, they don't always have your answers. The answers are always within yourself. So for an example, everything I've dreamed and everything I have feared, maybe that's simply called an adventure. I live in my own little box, as Buddy said, my husband, over a week ago. So this was one of the things that I reflected on since last week. Maybe it's simply an adventure. So I put a question mark. And I'm going to read back my answers because I had 3 answers that day. Change, that's what it is. It's just change. Nothing in this world would ever grow or bloom without change. Life is a changing cycle. So, for instance, on this crossroad, I contemplated my fears and my dreams, and I got them kind of mixed up. But if I'd have stayed too long at that crossroad, I'd have probably went in reverse. That's just on this. And then obviously another thought came in my head. I will challenge myself and try something new. There again, it goes back to the fear. Because I know that I fear things sometimes, personally. I ended with my answer. Fear is nothing more than failure. It's just a bend in the road. It's not the end of the road. Don't not try something because you fear it, because you failed at it already. You may not accomplish it once you tried it. You may have, but you've already failed by not trying it. A few months went by, and my husband and I was out riding around. We do that a lot in the winter. And I remember looking out amongst, we were at a hunting area. And I wrote down, life never really stops moving. Every time I go into nature, it seems like everything is different. Leaves are always blowing. Nothing ever really stays the same because we go to this same spot yearly. I see a lot of things similar, but really nothing's ever changed. You know, you can reflect that from nature to a person to life. There's always things changing. Well, if things can change, so can we and ourselves. So, obviously it touched me. And I'm not the best journal writer. This is just me. Maybe this will help, some of y'all. When you have a crossroad, your answer is within you. This is what I wrote. Life never stops moving forward. Stay focused and don't slow down. Because of regret, smile, forgive, forget, and move on. So what that tells me, I was at a crossroad. Something was weighing heavy on my heart. These are my words. Tells me I had a lot of weight that day. So I knew that if this could change, leaves are always blowing. That means there's life. That means there's more energy to do something better tomorrow. Maybe it was a person. Maybe it was a situation. I don't know what it was that day because I never write down what's heavy on my heart because I feel like when you go back and you reread it, it brings back all that garbage, and that's what I call it. Weighted garbage. I don't walk around with a backpack. Life's too short to walk around with a backpack and keep filling it up, guys. So any of you that feel like you're weighted, throw it away. It will weight you down and it will cloud you. So obviously I had something on my mind and I asked a question. I find that if I ask my own self a question, by that evening, I've already answered it because I've allowed the day to go by and I've thought about the question, not the situation, not an answer. I needed to write the question and really think about what that question meant. Then, this could have been my anniversary, my husband simply saying, hey, hon, can I get you something? So this was obviously about a relationship. When you look at that special someone and there's no other place you'd rather be, then you know you found what you've been looking for. Y'all, let me tell you something. 20 years has been the best 20 years of my 55 years in life. Sure has. Every morning I wake up, I would rather be in that situation as long as I have him. My husband makes me a better person. That's what I wrote down, and he does. That evening, I wrote, I will spend an eternity loving you, caring for you, respecting you, showing you every day that I hold you high as the stars. You see, sometimes people get caught up, couples get caught up in just life. Life is stressful, guys. And you have your partner. And you go through just day to day to day. My advice, or what works for me, I wake up every morning. What can I do to make his day better? It could be something simple as, I want you to have the best day ever. He may come home and say it sucked. But he left knowing that you wished him a great day. Something as simple as, we garden. I take him a bottle of water. Little things. It's those little things that say that you appreciate. It will fuel a relationship. That I can swear by. If you think of what your partner, your spouse, may need, and I don't mean in material values, I'm talking about need as a human being. You put them first in a thought. It fuels that relationship. You don't take someone for granted. And we all could be guilty of that. Because you're living this life that's just like a roller coaster. It just keeps going and going and going. There again, you're at a crossroad. If you come up on a situation that y'all have to discuss, you're at that crossroad. You can go in many directions. What would be the direction that you would like to go in? How would you like that spouse to treat you in a situation? Therefore, you know how to treat that spouse back. Think about how you want to be treated. Well, the only way to get that is to offer it yourself to another. It's just simple. Don't make it harder than what it is. You're at a crossroad. You know the direction you need to go. But you allow sometimes these, wants to kind of crowd. We're all human. We're guilty of it. Here's one. I don't know, but I'm going to share it anyway. Stop and smell the roses. Well, I know I did dig up 11 of them. See, I don't put dates on mine. Maybe I should. There again, I don't need that date. I don't need to know January 21st I felt like this. Why date it? It's an emotion. It's a feeling. It was written down. It's the truth. But I don't need to harbor on the date. Well, do you remember January 21st when I felt like this, or this situation happened, or you made me feel like that. Don't give that ownership. It doesn't deserve an ownership. It's strictly self-building. You're fixing yourself. That's all you're doing. Because no one can fix you but you. Stop and smell the roses. Well, here was my 2 answers for the day. The beauty of life that surrounds me. The many blessings in my life. Obviously, I was very busy. I got overwhelmed. At one point, don't know, I don't date. And it ends by saying, so blessed for my family. Don't look at the bigger picture. Stop and see the little things in all its glory. See? It's those little things. It's nothing to do with this chair I'm sitting in. I could sit on the floor underneath the tree and talk to y'all. It's those little things, because I am who I am. I have to stop and tell myself, who made you the way you are? Well, of course, me. Then why have you chose to do this? There again, you're at a crossroad. There's a stop sign. It's telling you to stop, reflect. Think about your surroundings. Don't think about something that's a mile away. It's not there yet. You haven't made it there. And then this one obviously has been written. Let me move some pages. Hang on. Yeah. This had to have been written in the last 8 months. Yeah, 8 months. Because my first YouTube video was in May, I don't remember the date, of 2019. And it was about social media. Well, some of you that don't know me, I actually learned YouTube and social media as they call it a content creator. Yeah, I don't create content. I just hit the button and record. Me. That's it. But obviously something was weighing heavy in the last 8 months. Because it says, social media is a platform to some people, just so others can see your status. Well, I must have not had enough of this in me, because it had an exclamation. I said, ooh. Okay, so, and I thought about it before I read my answer to my question. I thought about it this morning, y'all, before I read it. Because I was like, wow. Something done got a hold to me that day, or that week, I don't know. And this is what I wrote. I don't live my life in a lie. My life is simple. My social media is simple. And at the end of the day, I'm the same person when social media is turned off. Think about that. There again, reflection. You see, this right here, this is me. Everything about me is right here. And it can be for y'all. You just may not have to write it in a journal. You may have a good memory and reflect on it. You may be someone that can fix things daily and blow it off. But obviously, I was at a crossroad. And at the end of the day, I knew which direction I needed to go. I needed to continue doing what I'm doing, being transparent. So that goes to that creator thing. Yes, I don't know the genre of YouTube. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I do. But I know who I am. And that must have weighed heavy on my heart because it was in capital letters. But you see, it was a question that I had to deal with and answer. And I don't want to make this video too long, you know, plus I need another cup of coffee. But if this helps just one person, if you're at a crossroad, you don't know which direction or what answer that you need, it's in here. No one holds the answer, whether it be emotions, a major life decision, I don't know, shoes to wear with your outfit. It's still the same thing. You're at a crossroad. And the best driver is yourself. The best driver is yourself. And it's your path. You're riding it. You're driving it. But how do you want to look at it? What road do you want to take? I make sure I ask myself that every day when I get up in the morning. What road am I taking today? You know why I ask myself a question? Because it makes me think about my answers for the day. Because my answers are my actions. Physically, mentally, emotionally, verbally, and spiritually. Think about that, y'all. And if I've helped anybody, then tonight, the question that I asked this morning, then y'all have answered it. Because there's a question in there why I'm doing this video today. So I thank you for giving me a chance to have this platform, because I don't have the answer yet to that question I asked this morning, but I got a funny feeling I'm going to have it. Because it's you guys that allow me to be me, as I allow you to be you. So I will leave this on the table. I'm not filing this away. I might come back again. But until next time, God bless you all.